And we are live. Yo, yo. Welcome, welcome. So today we're going to brew another cup of coffee. We're going to use these beans over here that we've been using, the Kenyan beans. And we got a really good cup of coffee yesterday. So we're kind of just going to piggyback on that recipe and brew another delicious cup today. And the main thing is actually that I thought that I wasn't going to change anything at all for this recipe or this brew today. But I'm actually going to play around with this earlier segment over here because the Tetsu Kasuya method that we're using talks about how you can change the ratio of these two first pours to get either more sweetness or more acidity in your brew. So we'll be playing around with that with these two last cups of coffee with these beans over here to see if we can notice how much or little sweetness or acidity we can squeeze out with those elements. So that will be kind of interesting to compare and contrast and really see like how impactful this first part of the brewing technique really is. So yesterday we did a 50-50 balance, meaning the 130 gram segment was divided into a 50% segment and a 50% segment. So today we're gonna hopefully focus on acidity, which means that we need to increase the first segment compared to the second segment. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take, let's say, 30 grams from the second segment and plop it over here. So the new recipe would be 95 on the first segment and 35 on the second segment. Like so. And hopefully that focuses more on acidity and we can get some more interesting berry-like acidities in our cup of coffee. Cool. So with that said, let's begin. If you have any questions, thoughts, or concerns, just post those in the comments and I'll get to those. Moving you down. Like so. And we are measuring out. Let's move the mic a bit over here. Yeah. Okay, measuring out our beans, 20 grams of coffee. And we'll move this up too. Got our handy dandy foam roller. Got our coffee beans. Cool, 20.1. Nice, 20. Our coffee grinds. And let's get our boiling water and a cup to brew in. Like so. And some water. some water to cool down the liquid because we're brewing with 92 degrees Celsius. So toss some of that in there. $95. One more small dash. Like so, 92 degrees Celsius. Pop that over there. Grab our fabric filter. Preheat. Like so. I wonder if I can like get you closer for the brew in particular. Let's see. What if I move you? This is gonna be crazy. But something like this. On the foam roller. Okay, we're gonna give this a whirl. Not the safest of spots. Actually, I can open it up like this. Yes. Nice. Okay. Hopefully is this in focus now? There. No, the plants are in focus. Okay, I think that is in focus. Let's do it. We toss in our grinds. Like so. Shake that out. Got our coffee. Like so. And let's begin. So the first pour is a 95-gram pour. Let's begin with that. Start our timer. Like so. Let it fully drain out. And then we pour our 35-gram segment. Like so. Let that fully drain out. And then we pour a 95-gram segment. Like so. Yeah, nice and close. It's kind of like focusing on the plant right now. I should maybe remove this to not make it such a contrasty thing. Let's see. Move it a bit further back. Try to like get the camera to like focus, refocus. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. And then we pour our final segment all the way to 320. Like so. Yeah, I feel like it's focusing back over here. I might have to like change some things up just to get the focus a bit better. Something like this would be a good position. Like here. So I got some bananas. And then you go on top of the bananas. Something like so. I'll have to figure it out. See what works. Okay, so here we got our filter. Pretty nice and level. We don't have a lot of grinds on the top, which is great. And overall, looks pretty good. Hopefully this cup is a bit more acidic than yesterday's cup, because that's really what we were aiming for with the different pours. So we'll take this, plop it over here, like so. Give our coffee a stir. And I'll move you away from the bananas. Like so. Okay, I'll figure this system out a bit better. Have it so that it's nice and angled with like a good shot. Maybe even get you on this side next time so that like the light shines inwards and it'll be a bit better. But yeah, totally gonna move you around to get a bit of a better shot next time, to get nice and close to the coffee bed. And I think that looked really good. Bananas go aside. Let's wait a bit for it to cool down and then sip this coffee. So how's everyone doing? Doing good? Doing decent? Having your coffee? Enjoying the afternoon? It is interesting because I do think that this cup over here does have a bit more acidities in it. So it's doing what it's advertising. I wish I had like a blindfold and 3 of these cups side by side to really hone in, because it's easy to like come to that conclusion when you're looking for it. And my best thing to do right now is to really just taste this cup of coffee and really hone in on that acidity and how intense it is, and compare it to tomorrow's cup where I'm going to focus on sweetness, and flip those 2 brewing doses. So for tomorrow's cup, we're going to flip these 2 over here. So I'm going to pour 35 grams first and then let it fully drain, and then the 95 segment, to see if we can get more sweetness out of our cup. But overall, I think it has more acidity in it. I think it has more acidity notes that are shining through. And yeah, it's weird. I don't know the science behind it. I don't know why this is the case. But so far, my taste buds are saying that this cup over here has more acidic and acidity notes compared to yesterday's cup. Yeah. And it's still a delicious cup of coffee. So the balance is still there. It didn't really like change the extraction or anything, which is good. I had hoped that the extraction stayed the same and everything stayed the same, just that the taste profile just did a slight tweak and change. And that's kind of what it did. So I'm pleasantly surprised, and I didn't expect it to go that seamless and smooth, but it did. Yeah, pretty pleased with this cup of coffee also. So let's write it down over here. I actually didn't fill out the form yesterday, but today we did all the same things. So we did a 1:16 ratio, 20 grams, 43 grind setting, 320 weight, water weight, 92 degrees Celsius. And here is what we did something different, but I'll just write this over here. 95 times 2 grams. So in the sweetness and acidity category over here, we did 95 grams plus 35 grams. And tomorrow we're going to flip it around. So we'll be doing 35 grams plus 95 grams. So we'll be flipping those around. And we'll see how that ends up tasting. But overall, a really delicious cup of coffee. I'm really happy with it. And I would say that these beans over here hit the expectations that I got from the cupping. And they are like a really solid cup. Great mouthfeel, great body. I love the silkiness that I'm getting from the body. Has some nice berry-like acidities for sure. And the sweetness, it's there, but I would say the acidity part of it and the silky body is more of the main actors in the taste. And overall, I would totally get this and be happy again in a subscription box. So yeah. Coffee. So I actually ordered some green coffee beans because I wanted to do some more exploration with some weird coffee beans. So I got specialty Robusta beans and also some decaf beans. And that's going to be pretty exciting. Here, let me bring it out for you. So we got this over here. Indian Parchment Cuppy R. So this is Robusta beans. I want to open it up and see how it looks like. So specialty Robusta beans is actually something that I've been curious about because there has been some talk about how we should embrace and try out specialty Robusta. And for my whole specialty coffee life, I've just come to accept that Robusta beans are just a more inferior quality bean compared to Arabica beans, which is most of the specialty coffee that we have. But more and more farms are yet again struggling with like climate change and stuff, and the Robusta bean is actually a bit more resilient to weather changes, and it's just a easier coffee bean to grow, which makes it so that there will probably be a bigger supply of Robusta beans to play around with down the road, just because of that environmental factor. So I'm looking at them, and they're kind of like small. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah. Look like green coffee beans. They're not as uniform as I'd hoped, as in their husk area. Like this one's a bit browning on the side, while this one over here, for example, is nice and uniform. But yeah, I'm excited to try these because these are graded to a pretty high standard compared to other Robusta beans. And hopefully we can get a good cup of coffee with them. And the other thing that I wanted to try out was these guys. So a Colombian decaf. And this one over here, I've never actually roasted a decaf before, so it's kind of exciting to just try out for science and just compare and contrast. Wow, and these look weird. I didn't know that decaf beans look like this. So they look kind of like they've probably been processed. So like there's this method called the Swiss water process that removes caffeine from beans and stuff. So you gotta like process it in a specific way to remove the caffeine from the bean. And I didn't know that they end up looking kind of like blackish, brownish, and slightly like shriveled up after the process. That's interesting. But yeah, I'm excited to play around with these over here. That doesn't work that well. Yeah, excited to play around with some weird beans. See what happens. Okay, so thanks for joining. I'll see you peeps tomorrow, and hopefully we get a sweeter cup after tweaking our recipe again. And I hope you have a great and stellar day. Enjoy your coffee, enjoy the weather, take a walk, and I'll see you peeps later. Bye.